Hey everybody, this is Scott, amateur angler, and I thought I'd take you through a rod review of one of the rods that I use when I'm out fishing. So I have three that I use on a regular basis. This is one of them. This is my St. Croix rod. It is a 6'6", two-piece, medium-heavy rod, and it's in the bait casting format, and I'll talk about my reels another time. The reason I like this rod, one, it's 6'6", so it's relatively short. So when I am casting crankbaits or I'm casting jerkbaits, I can keep the tip low to the water right up to the very end of the retrieve. With the longer rods, I've got to snag it out further, and you'll lose some of the retrieve line on that. I particularly like the Baitcaster when you're doing a lot of casting. I mean, if you're only out for an hour or two, it's no big deal, but you know, for my once a year where I go up for 7 straight days and you're casting for 7 straight days, 12-hour days in the boat, eventually it really takes its toll on your wrist and your elbow and your shoulder. I also like that I have a relatively small boat, so when there's more than one person in the boat, I can cast it with less room around, because it's really just a flick of the wrist. So it's been a really great rod for me. It was actually the first rod that I purchased where I spent a little bit more money on it, as opposed to the kind of the $20 or $30 sets. I think at the time I bought this rod it was about $140, and I bought it from a local fishing store here in town called Rainbow Sports, and I actually broke it. And I'd love to tell you I broke it on a fish, but I didn't. I broke it in my garage, and I went in, and the owner there actually sent it off because the rod came with a warranty. So I paid shipping, and they got me a new rod. So that was, a pretty good example of the quality you get when you buy a better rod. So it's been really good to me. It's got a really stiff backbone at a medium heavy. It does still have a fast action tip, so it's got some movement there. But this is something where I'm more looking to horse something out. I'm going to put some real pressure on a fish to get it out of the water in a hurry. I've put fish on this rod twice that were over 40-inch northern pikes, so big fish, and I've had no problem bringing them in with this type of rod. So if you're looking for a new fishing rod, one that I would consider would be something from the St. Croix lineup, and they have a whole range of them. And the reason, by the way, I go with a two-piece fishing rod is because when I do go on that flying trip, I've got to break the rods down completely, and I do not have a storage kit that would take a full rod. So there's rod number one.